Two geeks, one mic, coming at you. That's right. What are we doing tonight, guys?
We're going spooky hunting.
Yeah, we're going ghost hunting.
Spooky.
Don't call it ghost hunting.
Is it ghost hunting or is it something else? I thought it was ghost hunting.
Call it ghost hunting.
No.
I don't know what Logan prefers.
We're-
Spirit
We're
searching.
we're spooky hunting.
Are we soul searching?
spooking.
No.
Spooking.
I always thought soul searching was like introspective.
It is.
And that's just an excuse
See,
to use a big word.
I've done my soul searching.
Ooh, that sounds deep, man.
I don't know if I'm happy or sad about what I found.
I'm
but I've
pretty
done it.
damn sad with what you found. So
Yeah.
I'm
kudos to you
disappointed
for
with
not knowing.
I don't think he's done enough soul searching because I'm kind of disappointed with the person that he is right now.
We're disappointed in you,
You're
Logan.
not the only one, dude. Everybody's disappointed in me. But that's okay because I'm not as disappointed in
Hey, progress is progress.
myself, right?
So spooky, scary. We're on Halloween. Last time we talked about spooky stories and we kicked Halloween 2016 off. Hey, that rhymes.
Yeah, with Josh's
Halloween
terrible fake
2016.
story.
Halloween. I said 2016. We're going to do some spooky stories. Now it's time to go do some ghost hunting.
And we're
now,
going to give Josh some actual scary stories
No,
to
we're
tell.
not.
Yes, we are.
I'm
You're going to have some
He's
firsthand
gonna have
We'll
stories
see.
to tell.
Actually,
We'll
dude,
see.
Because
story of his own.
reading it,
And not
dude,
some
reading it
stupid
off
Russian
of your
story.
phone, reading it off of your phone, I was
Hey,
like,
that was
very
scary.
disappointed. in
really,
that.
dude?
You guys suck, all of you.
Really?
But you're right. Maybe tonight you guys will give me something to be scared about. I'll give you something to be scared about.
Oh, so what? The next one
Tell
you
them
want to
about your
come?
daughters.
You want to
They're
come with
already
your
scared.
live?
Exactly.
His daughters are scared. We're not even going to come back alive.
It's true. They were crying. They did not want us to go.
So the next pod, you're going to come out with a spooky story, the one that we
I
just aired.
I will. Next
Dude,
time I get a chance to
what are
scare
you
a spooky
doing?
story,
to
share
scare
a spooky story, I
So
will.
next year.
I will tell
Okay, so
the happenings of
Halloween
tonight.
2017 is
And
when
it'll start off with me dealing with you assholes, and everybody will be like, "Holy shit, that's scary."
No. It
Yeah.
would be me dealing with you two assholes and everyone's.
So
That
check
is-
this out.
That is kind of scary.
So I'm actually pretty excited about the location that we have
Dude,
in mind.
I'm stoked. Can I just say, Son of Geek, he really wanted to come, but once he heard the story of this place, this
Dude, I'm so excited.
ghoulish hole that we're gonna go explore,
I've known some women like that.
he he wasn't as excited to go anymore. So he's just like, Dad, what? You go check it out and then let me know how it is.
Yeah,
and
you
maybe
report
I'll
back.
go on the next
You
one.
report back.
I said, all right, dude. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
So, in the set with us, we have finally
Finally,
producer
Producer
A.
A.
Now, producer A
to say
is-
something more than just
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, she said hello this time. Hey.
There we go.
We talked about progress.
Decided
I mean,
to go with the longer.
that's 2 syllables. So, she's going to tell us all about the area. She's going to give us strictly the geography lesson kind of thing, the little
history.
tour guide, the history of the. It's actually 2 separate sites, isn't
It's
it?
2 separate sites. Yeah, they're about 20 minutes apart.
Cool. So, what? Give us the skinny. Give us the 411.
Okay, which one do you want me to start with?
Do the cemetery
The
first.
Yeah, do the
cemetery?
cemetery.
Okay. So this is actually called the Lost Circle Cemetery.
Now
I
that
had-
just sounds scary as hell.
I know.
I had no
Lost
idea it
Circle.
was lost until I was I was actually at an event and I was describing where we used to go hang out when we were too old to go trick-or-treating anymore. And I had some ghost hunters completely freak out on me that I knew where this was.
So there should be some red Solo cups.
There's
Littering the
yes, there is.
And
There's
good.
you follow
Empty
the beer cons
cans.
back. The cool thing about the cemetery is only one person can go in or out at a time. It's got a very interesting trap door that you have to open and then step into a little kind of triangle area
A purgatory area.
and then close the door behind you in order to actually go into it. So
Okay.
there's a couple of interesting things about the cemetery. You cannot see it on the aerial maps because there are trees growing in and around it.
Now, why the trap door?
trap.
What's the significance of the trap door?
Well, that's
She's
that's one
getting
of
to
the other
the-
things.
Oh,
Sure, yeah, there
oh,
is significance to the
I'm
trap door.
putting-
Way to jump the
I'm
gun.
putting the carriage in front of the horse.
This is a family cemetery, and the family really doesn't want a whole lot of people to know where it is. So I'm going to leave a couple of the names off.
All right, pause. Are we doing a clean one? Is this clean? Because we
No.
haven't sworn so far.
This is not clean.
Do you need to swear, Logan?
I've been dropping the foul language.
I'm just wondering because we haven't dropped any bad Mark, seriously, all over my face.
He got excited.
Face and trying to get away from the microphone.
He got excited. He got really excited. He's really excited about what's going down.
Can we
He
just
is.
continue, please?
So Adrian, tell us what we're gonna
Okay,
find
yeah, go ahead.
when the first person, not
Okay,
it.
so it's
Not
not
it.
it's not a large cemetery. You can actually see through. I mean,
I'm
the
fine
fence is
doing
not
it.
that tall. You can see other people the whole time you're going in and out. It's not enclosed completely. It's like a fence,
Mark's
wrought iron fence on top of a stone
Okay.
wall.
Stone wall.
So you can see through the wrought iron part. You're not going to be
Right.
blind from everybody else. Okay. This is a family cemetery. The gentleman that the cemetery was built for, his name is Mr. Fitch. He actually was the richest man in Utah at one point in time. In fact, when BYU looked at going out of business because the church could not support a school, he wrote the church a check for the sum of their debt.
Nice.
He was
That's
incredibly wealthy.
Why couldn't I have been
that's some
that
flex right
wealthy?
there.
That's
Why
very
couldn't we
wealthy.
be his
Yes.
descendants?
Why couldn't I have been that wealthy instead of so damn good looking?
So
trade-off we all made.
Yeah.
It's
the
true.
the big rumor is
I
that
don't know what the hell I made it.
there's too many stories I could go with right there.
Oh God, let's get through this.
The benefits of doing a podcast with people you know too well.
Yeah, too well. Okay.
Okay. Very
His wife was actually unable to have kids. However, he has 5 kids buried in the cemetery, including twins that were buried 3 days before he died and 2 years after his wife died. He said he was very open about this. He wanted to have all of his money and riches and collections of antiques buried with him.
King Tut style.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Tutankhamun.
absolutely. However, after the tragedy up at the mines, he had promised it to the mine owner, to the surviving miners and their families. He said, "When I die, I'll leave it to you." 3 days before he died, it completely disappeared, and that's when these twins were buried. There's also an altar in the middle of the cemetery, which is above ground. There is not a plaque on it, so it could either have someone buried in it or not. It's
Or is
unknown.
It used for sacrifice?
The family has
Or
gone
is
to a
it
lot
got
of work to
gold,
keep this
silver,
particular cemetery off of all of the registries. It is registered. If you go out there, there's a plaque with a number on it. If you look it up, the number doesn't exist. So they've
That's
gone
spooky
to
right
quite a bit of work. I posted a blog about the cemetery with pictures when I was a teenager. So
We will go ahead and link that.
good number
if
of years
we
ago.
can
I
find
was
the link.
contacted by the family a few days after
Oh.
posting it, and they asked me to remove it because they did not want people out there.
Oops.
Since then, we've gotten permission to go out there. So
Sweet.
yeah, but they
Winner
really,
us.
they
Winner
do not
us.
want the coordinates and whatnot published. They want people to stay out of it. It is a family cemetery, and it has been robbed several times, which is the significance of the gate. They do not want people to be able to carry anything in or out.
No
So they
equipment.
have constructed a gate there that allows only
King
one person
Tut
to go in
type
at
shit.
a time, and you really couldn't carry much out with you.
So you talked about how he wanted all of his wealth to be left to the miners, the survivors and surviving families
After the mining
of the miners
accident.
after the mining accident, which is a lead into the next site, which is nearby. Correct?
Right. So just up the street from this, and this is a very interesting cemetery. It's off the road. You cannot see it from the road. You cannot see it on aerial maps. You literally have to know it's there, and you have to know where you're looking, or you will never find it. Even knowing where it is, the last time I went out there, it took me 45 minutes to find it.
Sweet.
There is, generally speaking, a tire hanging on the fence and the gate around it close to the street. And then you have to kind of follow the beer cans back from the teenagers that know where it all is. So,
It's a cemetery that one
Yeah.
can only find, that no one can find, except those who already know where it is.
exactly. And to the kids out here, it's really not a secret. This is where everybody goes on Halloween, plays Ouija board, that kind of thing.
So we
because
could
it's out in the middle of
potentially
nowhere.
run into some high schoolers doing their
Especially tonight.
spooky thing.
That's true.
That's cool.
Well, maybe we'll do some
spookify
spooky
them.
things to them.
Hell yeah.
I don't mean any.
There you go.
It's gonna be fun either way.
I don't mean Josh's weird.
So what happened over at the
rape
mine?
thing.
Okay, so about 15, 20 minutes away. It's probably only 10 minutes away if the road was good, but the road's no longer maintained, so it takes a little bit to get there.
Okay.
You have some of the most famous silver mines in Utah, and I have been asked specifically by the landowners not to
We can't take anything home?
Give a lot of details. You know what? If you pick something up,
cursed,
that's fine. They don't care if we go out there rock
you
hounding.
can't take things home from a cursed
Yeah, they
site.
don't. They don't care if we go out there rock hounding. They just don't want
I'm
1.5 million
already
people
cursed.
showing up.
Doubly be cursed.
You don't want to be double cursed.
But would a curse cancel a curse?
Well, we have
think a
someone
curse
here who could
adding to
possibly
another
answer that
curse.
question later on in the pod.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
So let's finish up this, though.
All right, yeah.
And
Okay,
then
so
you
the
can
mine
ask her.
itself, huge silver mine, the one that we're actually going to, has a grate over the top of it, and the significance of that is that there was between 2,000 and 3,000 miners killed in this mine. There's what's known as Tommy knockers.
Not the book by
Mark,
Stephen King.
do you know
Not
what
the book.
Tommy
No.
knockers are? I know you're into ghost
I
hunting.
know that.
Mark,
I know.
just
from what
say
you
no.
explained the other day.
just
that's
say
all.
no.
Okay.
And then Adrian.
So in
producer
the
A,
in the
can
mining
explain it to
community,
us?
in the mining community, Tommy knockers are.
I just gave Logan the signal to shut up.
No, he just gave me the
One
you're
finger
number one.
freedom salute. That's
You
what it
number,
was.
you number one.
You number one. Logan, you're number one.
I know.
And now
Number 2.
So Tommy knockers in mining, the original term came from knocking on the walls. When you're in the bottom of a mine, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of gas buildup, and there's a lot of moving parts, so rock starts to move. And they
Doesn't sound safe.
it's not safe. No, if you hear Tommy knocking, if you hear knocking on the walls, you need to get out. That's the end of the story. You get out.
Run!
This is one of the very first things you learn about going into mines, especially as a kid. If the walls start knocking, you get out.
don't follow in my.
So in this particular case, the mine went incredibly deep, about a mile deep, actually, at the very bottom. And someone started hearing knocking. And they started letting everybody know, and they evacuated the mine. Unfortunately, it collapsed in about 7 minutes. So there was
now,
only a few people that actually made it out of the mine.
Is the knocking like actually a time indicator?
It is. It is actually a time indicator. There can be different amounts of time. It kind of depends on the loud and the frequency of the knocking.
Sweet.
It can kind of be like contractions. It's happening a lot.
It's
You should
mind
get out faster.
contractions.
That's right.
We're birthing some miners here. Get out or we'll kill you. Wait, I don't think that's how birth works, though.
You actually can. There are mines
Kinda.
that continuously knock because
Is the
there's
body
gas
saying
stuck in them.
Yeah.
So there's mines that knock all the time because the gas stuck in the walls.
Awesome.
But it's a very different kind of rumble, and it's very sporadic.
I still wouldn't trust it
I wouldn't.
at
still
all.
Hell
get out.
no.
That's the rule.
Yeah,
you still get
no.
out.
Yeah.
If
See,
you hear
and-
knocking, you get out.
In my dumbass, like if I ever went into a mine and someone started banging on the wall, with a
You'd be like,
hammer,
hello, who's here?
Shit, I'm out. I'm running.
Where the term Tommy knockers actually originated is unknown. Most miners will tell you it's from the first guy that discovered that the knocking means it's collapsing.
And
his name was Tommy.
Was
Yep.
Tommy.
His
So you
name
get
was
out.
John.
Tommy the Green
Miners
Ranger?
do, however, to this day,
It's Morphin' time.
believe that it is other miners that have died in mines that are warning them to get out.
That's
It does
actually
not matter
pretty
how
cool.
scientific you
That's
get
a-
about it. That
that's-
is what they believe.
I like that.
Is a creepier.
I'm going to
version
state
of what
for
it
the
probably
record
really
on the
is.
internet, and we know that the internet never lies,
Yeah.
that is a scientific fact, that if you hear Tommy knocking, it is miners warning you to get the fuck out.
Dead miners.
Dead miners. Miners that have already been crushed into pulp
I
by
also
falling
wanted to
rock.
add something because I'm sure the people that will be listening to this later can hear the noise in the background. We are semi-live right now, so
Semi.
we kind of have some people in the background talking.
But that's
so
what makes
ignore
it fun.
Ignore those SOBs. You're here for us.
So, what else do we need to know before we're going out?
So at this particular location, there is actually a couple of buildings still left there. The entire site was abandoned. The Mr. Fitch family, him and his wife, had originally stated that they would leave their fortune to the families. Like I said, it disappeared a few days before he died. Now, rather he had it buried, which is obviously the most interesting
Plausible.
concept out there. Yeah. Or rather, it was stolen. He was actually fairly sick, so it's possible that someone just came in and actually stole that. Seems how he was bedridden at the time. And that's also widely believed. However, his bank accounts and everything were completely emptied along with that. So
So that
Maybe
could
some
actually
secretly
lead
gave
to
something away,
him
though.
having his earthly possessions buried
Trey
with him.
Mysterious.
Or
Which
maybe
he was very
just
open about.
secretly gave
And he
them
did tell
away
his
and
wife
didn't tell
if he
anyone
died first,
that
he wanted
did.
them all buried with him. So, so this mine in remembrance in an attempt to leave that open for the families to come grieve, they actually put a grate over it. It is not closed. It did collapse in the bottom. The top of it
Still open.
is still open. You can actually walk across the grate. It's not that big of kind of a mesh on top, so you can actually walk on it.
Can you get in it?
No, nor would you want to. It's still
No.
collapsing on the inside. In fact, every now and then the mine owner says that he can hear the rumbling and collapsing from
However,
inside. It was catacombed, so there was a lot of different layers and a lot of different shafts, and
nice.
every periodically he can hear those collapsing. He actually lives at the top of it. So there is
That would be freaky.
still a big risk there. But you can walk across it, and according to him and the other people that I have taken up here for ghost hunting, I'm sure other groups as well, not only can you feel the wind coming up, which is very evident, you can actually feel a cold breeze coming out of
Like
the bottom of
Marilyn
this mine.
Monroe standing on the subway grate style.
Only that
Exactly,
was
yes.
steam,
That
not
would be,
cold air.
It is
Logan's
cold air.
wearing a skirt.
But you
just for
can
that
hear
tonight. We're
whispering
gonna-
continuously out there. There's a continuous whisper out there, so they call it the whispering mine.
That's awesome.
Ooh, the whispering, man. I like that.
So
Awesome.
there is a cemetery out there. I don't know
I
if
just
we'll be
got
able to find
goosebumps.
it. I don't know if we'll be able to find it at night. It was built
look.
for the miners. It's literally sticks in the ground that families wrote their names on. At the time that this happened, there was no record keeping for miners, so there is no actual body count.
So this site that we're going out to, this ghoul hole. Are there
Ghoul
other
hole?
are there other mines out there?
There is. There's actually over 20 different mines. This is the only one that had this kind of an event happen at it. The others were just closed as they kind of depleted or as they became too expensive to run.
Were they all interlinked?
They are not all interlinked. There are a few of them that are interlinked. There's the 9 Mile mine that actually starts at the railroad tracks. You can walk back there. I tried to walk it one day. It stinks really bad. I think there's probably animals that have been using it as a place to nest and stuff. So
Oh,
it,
nice.
it stunk really bad, and I didn't make it the whole 9 miles. But it does actually connect
This is
several of
coming
the
from-
mines.
This is coming from a mother who has probably smelled children. Not only that, but also Josh. So
It's true.
So
On
how
a
big
daily
is how
basis.
big is the opening? The grate? How big is it?
The great. Oh, it's actually quite large. It's probably 15 feet by 15 feet or so.
Oh, mother.
Yeah, so
This'll be
it's
fun.
very
You're
large.
gonna
You
so
don't
maybe
have,
we'll
the
challenge
last
someone
time
to
I
walk
was up there,
across
this
it.
challenge accepted.
there's a little watch stand
By Josh.
like for security
No.
guard or something, and it still had a rocking chair in it the last time we were up there.
Oh, I'm excited.
So that was
So
kind of fun.
excited.
Cool.
There
Awesome.
is still some buildings, and like I said, there's still some kind of sticks in the ground that families have left with. They originally had miners' names and/or dates on them. They've since been very worn. He has asked everybody that he has given permission to over the years to go up there to not remove those sticks. They're still there for those families.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Producer A.
We really appreciate that.
And
This is
also-
awesome. Gives us some very exciting things to look forward to.
Dude, this
Thank
is gonna
you.
be sweet.
Thank you for having me on.
Sweet.
Thank you. Yes.
So next segment we're going to get into is we actually 2 geeks 1 mic actually went out and invested in a few items.
Thanks to producer A,
Yeah.
who's
also
the A
the
doesn't just stand
this-
for a name. It stands
Can
for
I
amazing.
just say this equipment, the equipment that we got,
yeah.
this equipment, it's for ghost hunting.
It is. It's specifically for
You know,
ghost hunting. We have
The
four
thing I like
Paranormal
about ghost hunting
activities
the
and
most
such.
is that all these different real practical things that people use for whatever various
everyday
purposes,
use.
they have been turned into ghost hunting things, and that's pretty cool. I think people
So-
are ingenious just thinking that.
So we've got 4 items here. Two
We-
of them
we
we're gonna
got
start
ghost
with
hunting
the two-
tools.
Yeah. We're going to start with these two right here.
All right,
The audience
This is-
can see that wonderfully.
Yeah. Now, audience, check this out. You like this? You like how it looks? I know you do. It's brand new.
Nice.
Look,
It's even got
I
that
just-
pistol grip, son.
I even peeled the plastic off of the. I just now have. I mean, just a few minutes ago, it was real. Shit's real.
That protective plastic coat.
So we've got
so does
I
this
did it.
require batteries? By the
This will be a 9-volt battery. So this is an infrared thermometer. Now,
Thermometer?
thermometer, yes, it's a new word. Shut up. Now with this one, I can point it at something and pull the trigger,
I thought it was measuring
and it
thrums.
will. Yeah, well, we're gonna find out how many thrombs are in a ghost.
We're gonna find out how many throbs are in Josh's testicles.
One, yeah, well, 1, 2, 3. Okay,
I
we're
got
good.
6.
You point it at something, you pull the trigger, the infrared light touches the object, and it tells you what temperature it's at. We can set it to Celsius or we can set it to Fahrenheit. And
Of course, we're in America, so
this
we got
one's-
this at Fahrenheit.
yeah,
Because we're in America.
Exactly. There's yeah. And then the other one is actually much more complicated. It's made by Milwaukee, and this one's actually got a screen on it. And when you turn it on and you point it at things,
Isn't that one Milwaukee
no,
as well?
no, this one's not Milwaukee. This one's HDE.
Oh, okay.
So then the Milwaukee one actually has a screen on it, so that when we're panning around, it looks like a little screen. Only it actually shows us the
heat
different
and
temperatures,
cold,
the heat
yeah.
signatures.
It's pretty sweet.
We're pretty stoked. We're hoping to use this.
And I believe we'll be able to actually. I know it takes pictures. Does it record
Yes,
video
it takes
as
pictures
well?
and records video. So I'm hoping that
Spectacular.
we can record some video and capture a ghost. Maybe get some ghostly apparitions on the screen here. Next item we have is a ghost meter.
The ghost meter, and this
The
detects
ghost
detects energy.
So
I
it's
believe,
a,
right?
what is it? It's an EMF.
Yeah, it's an EMF, so
And,
it detects
uh,
energy. So basically, if we're feeling anything around us, we can see if there's any. If it goes into the red, then we know that.
Like
there's
if we get
something for
goosebumps.
sure, yeah.
Goosebumps, something like that. They were saying that.
And especially since we're out, I
the
don't know,
hearing.
is there a lot of,
Yeah.
is there any power lines or anything out where we're going?
I don't
do you know?
think so. I don't know.
Because that could interfere with this. for
Well,
sure.
good point. So from what I understand is when you have otherworldly activity, there are
They have to
electromagnetic.
Suck up the energy. They have to use
Yeah.
the energy in the atmosphere to
So there
do
are
whatever they're doing.
There are
So
electromagnetic
they will have energy surrounding them.
anomalies, right, that we can pick up with this EMF reader, and so we're hoping that we can get some good readings out there as well. Which brings us to the very last item that we have, and we know this is one of Mark's favorites because this is something he does on a regular basis. Only he does this with his phone. This particular item, filters out AM and FM frequencies, and we turn it on and let it play.
But this just basically
It'll
is-
record ambient noise, and it'll supposedly,
Like
if
that white noise.
if
son.
it'll work
Yeah, the
correct. Why is it
spirit
got to be about
box-
color, Logan?
You mean why is that noise got to be white?
Why is that noise got to be white?
Everything's about color when it comes to us. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with us.
Mark's last name is Black. He's offended by that.
I know I am
Right.
very offended. All right,
So okay,
So-
so the last one is gonna hopefully record any ghostly apparitions
Speakings.
trying
Speakings.
to speak with us.
it's got a nice handy microphone plugged into it and everything. It's
It even
it's
has
awesome.
an antenna.
Looks like a
does
big
have
ass
an
Nerf
antenna.
ball.
It does look like a big ass Nerf ball.
I'm pretty excited, man.
I'm
gonna
excited too.
I'm gonna state right out the gate. I hate this shit.
I think Josh can.
I'm going to piss myself, and I'm going to scream and be all
Oh
scared.
yeah, Josh does not want
And
to do
I
this.
do
He's
not
doing this
wanna
'cause
do
Me
this.
and Logan want to, and plus this is one of my geek.
It is.
Things.
This is Mark's home right here. This is what Mark loves.
So why didn't
Although
you
I
bring
will
some
state for the
equipment?
record that I've never done ghost hunting.
He's
before.
never gone.
I've always wanted to. I'm really into it. I've just
So
never had a
he's going
chance.
with his best friend.
Yeah, Logan.
Oh,
Hey, I'm the one who gave him a ride down here.
oh,
today.
you shut up.
Don't forget
That's
that.
true.
son.
That's
you
true.
and your
Don't
dick.
forget that.
And we had some good combo.
Oh,
He talked to his wife most
oh,
of the
you
time.
give a guy a ride once, and he thinks you're his best friend.
I wasn't talking to my wife
All
the
right.
whole time. 5 minutes, dude.
Yes, dear. I
All
love
right,
you, dear.
All right, let's.
Okay,
moving on.
so next thing we've got now. This is actually one of the parts I'm really excited about because
Ooh, yeah.
everybody goes out ghost hunting. They always have an EMF reader and a radio
exactly.
frequency and a cell phone and a thermal whatever.
we
but
have a human ghost reader.
We have a certified medium and shamanic healer coming with us, and I'm super stoked about this because
She's our personal Dr. Venkman.
yes, I feel as though nice Ghostbusters reach back there.
You like that?
I
Not
do.
the new Ghostbusters.
Not
It was
the new one,
garbage.
no.
The old one that was awesome.
The thing
I
that
guess
makes me
Josh
most
is Ray because we decided I'm Egon and Logan's Winston, so that
Winston.
makes you Ray.
I'm okay with that. So by the way, at some point in time, someone has to scream, "We got one." It just has to happen. tonight.
We got one. Like that?
Yeah, like that.
Pull the
Okay.
mics off.
Yeah, way to
know.
pull the mics
What
off the
was
table.
that?
No,
All
so
right.
back to Cindy here. Her name is Cindy Waite. She's super awesome. We've known her for a very, very long time.
I just met her tonight, actually.
Yeah, Logan
so.
just met her tonight. Mark has known her all his life, pretty much. They're related.
Cindy is my oldest sister.
I think that she is his sister.
Scandal.
Yeah, I just kind of said that.
So
Okay.
here. So Cindy's got the mic. Here we go.
So, Cindy, go ahead and
Explain.
introduce
Tell us-
yourself.
Yeah,
tell
introduce
us what
yourself.
you
Tell us
do.
what you do, how you got into this thing, and yeah, go nuts.
Break it down for us.
Hey everyone, I am Cindy Waite, and I got into this about 5 years ago. I first had an energy healing session with a psychic medium, and I was just hooked. So since then, I've taken many certifications. I studied with an Inca shaman for 5 years, and I studied with a Nordic shaman for a year. And I've learned all about, and I've also
That is
studied
so
with
awesome.
some mediums and taken mediumship trainings and certifications. I've done a lot of different entity clearings and healings and helping spirits move on to the spirit world and that are stuck here.
So
You have no idea how happy you just made me.
this is one thing.
I always feel like
So
you know
if
when
anything
someone
follows
says
us home, Cindy
I-
will take care of
exactly,
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
she's gonna be
Yes,
like,
I will. If
I
anyone
want
follow
you.
us home,
I want
I
you
got it.
on the back of the car, Doctor Strange style, with your hands just brah brah brah. I mean,
It doesn't
that's
quite work like
no, I know, I know.
I can also help you be protected so that they don't attach to you
That makes me happy.
at all.
So
That probably makes me the happiest.
what?
No, but like, when
Hey,
you
hey,
say-
hey, hey.
Oh, sorry, you go.
Thank
Fine.
you.
Gosh.
Yes.
What goes into the certifications and the training?
Well, a lot of it is just practical practice. So you have to have someone that knows what they're doing, and they kind of show you. There are some techniques and things that you have to learn. A lot of the stuff that I do, I've taken from the different trainings and kind of put it together and applied it with my natural abilities. Most psychics and mediums have been able to do these things like their whole lives. But then the training just helps you to kind of focus your skills instead of having it be random. So it's more predictable and reliable and controllable.
Nice.
So that
Yeah.
kind of answers my question.
And
I was
thank you
gonna
for
ask.
quieting down over there,
You're
mister.
welcome.
I've been trying to ask that question for the past 3 minutes.
Now you can
I
do me
respect-
the same courtesy.
I respect you,
No,
love.
So,
no,
no,
Mark,
but-
we,
no.
we can't do that. Mark.
That answers
No,
my
we
question.
can't do that.
Can anyone do this? Is this something you have to kind of have a gift for already?
It helps if you have a gift, but if you have the interest, chances are you have the ability. So anyone that has the interest, I would say, could definitely do it.
That's awesome.
If you apply yourself and you take a training, you can learn to do different things. I've taught people how to voice channel spirits, and it takes time sometimes to get it right, but it can be done. Yeah, pretty much anyone.
I also want to say something because of listening to Cindy. I realized that her and I are the two quietest ones in my family. So
It's true. There's actually a lot of times where we have to go, Mike.
yeah, or
Get it-
just
get
turn
up
up
on the
my
mic.
channel and editing.
Get a little
Put-
closer to the mic, Mark.
Put that mic up in your face.
my mouth.
No, one of the, you say, you trained with an Inca shaman for 5 years, and you trained with a Nordic shaman for a year, and I'm not gonna lie,
She's
the,
like the arrow of psychic
the
mediums.
Star Wars geek in me is like, oh, so you're Luke going to Dagobah to train with Yoda.
With these
And
great-
like I picture this this hut out in the middle of nowhere where you're like, eating mushrooms all day and like learning how to do
Grubs.
all this stuff.
Eating grubs.
Grubs.
Yes.
Maybe grubs too. I don't know what all you're eating. But no, but it's not like that though. I mean, there's
No.
much more practical, realistic type.
Yeah, I've
learning
actually
and-
never taken any mind-altering substance.
So that's, I mean,
She doesn't even drink.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think you need to.
I would
I'm
think
not-
No,
I
I
would
wasn't.
it's
wanna-
more
Ladies
about.
and gentlemen, I am not endorsing the use
But
of
no,
mind-altering
some-
substances of any kind.
I would
Although
think
he
that you
actually
would
is.
want to have a clear mind
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the time.
But some shamanic practices do take psychedelic
Right.
drugs
Yeah,
to
you
have
have
those
all that.
experiences. I don't need that. I've learned how to
Indians that use all those
do it with
hallucinogenics.
altering my brain waves and that kind of thing. So
Sweet.
with sound sometimes. Now I'm to the point where I don't even need sound. I can just do it
That's
at will. So
Nice.
I am super excited to, as I said, I the point I was trying to make earlier is I don't want to do this. I'm terrified. I hate this kind of stuff because
the hell?
woo. And it's
Excuse me.
I understand full and well it's probably just a huge lack of understanding on my part. I get that. But I'm super excited to be doing this
It's called
with
ignorance, dude.
with you guys.
There is something
and I'm happy to have
spooky
Cindy
about
along
the
with
unknown.
us. I know, and I'm happy to have producer A along with us and a couple other guests that are coming out. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. We're going to be strapping up some GoPros.
We're going to be videoing.
Yeah, this is going to be great.
Recording.
And the goal is, so you guys, this is part 1. This is the pre-show. Welcome to the pre-show. And then we're going to actually go out to the grave and the mine, and we're going to see what we can see and experience what we can experience. And hopefully we're going to catch some really great moments on camera.
We're going to see how soiled Josh's pants are.
Oh, they're going to be bad, dude.
Josh is
front and
definitely
back.
going to be the Shaggy of this one. He's
It's
gonna
all
be
like Scoob. I'm going to sit in the van here.
Josh is going to have to
Or
ride
we're
on
like,
top of the
Josh,
van.
what you doing for a Scooby snack?
I like making 2 Scooby snacks, man. So I'm super excited about this. And then the cool part is that after the shenaniganry, we're gonna come back.
Ghoul-holing.
The
Just call it
ghoul-holing.
ghoul-holing.
That sounds
I'm
dirty,
sorry,
though.
that sounds awful.
That sounds
That-
horrible.
After the
Ghoul-holing?
ghost hunting,
Yeah.
we're going to call it ghost hunting because that's the
That's actually
popularized name.
and
that
that's
people
the
use.
hashtag we're gonna use.
Yes,
No, it should be
so,
hashtag
After we
ghoul-holing.
do our ghost hunting,
I'll put that on there, but I doubt we'll get.
Logan
any
can
hits
do all the
on that
ghoul
hashtag.
holing he wants. I'm not going to be involved in that in any way.
I'm
shape, or
telling you,
form.
man, ghoul-holing is going to be trending.
After we get back.
Maybe in certain circles.
Oh God. Oh, there are days and then there are days.
That's awesome.
So I'm stoked about this. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna record some stuff. Hopefully, we get some good moments on camera. And then we're gonna come back right after we're done, and we're gonna record again.
I want to hear them
post-show.
whispers.
I know.
Oh, I know.
I'm hoping
I
we're
know.
gonna catch those.
Hope we catch some
And the
EVPs.
cool thing about this is that the post show is probably gonna be just repeating curse words all over and over and over and over again repeatedly. Because I'll probably have soiled myself.
Yeah, Logan and I have already had our experience with ghosts, so we're like, yeah, we can do this. Josh over here, he's a virgin.
I don't do it.
Yeah,
I
if
just
that
don't.
wasn't reflected in the
Never
last
had a
podcast,
problem.
Yeah.
because we actually had stories.
Josh. We have seen some
Well, that's
shit.
what we're doing right now, right? You guys are giving me some experience.
Oh,
We're gonna
dude.
pop Josh's virginity finally.
Yep.
We're gonna burst your ghoul holing
His
cherry.
ghoul
Okay?
holy- yeah.
We're gonna pop that
Awesome.
ghoul holing cherry of yours.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. They're looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to listening to
And
it.
before we even go out there, I want to thank the owners of this mine for letting us do this. I am
Absolutely.
super
Oh, yeah.
excited that they
This is
were
gonna be awesome.
willing to let us do this.
Super stoked. Thank you.
So this is going to be our next edition of Halloween 2 Geeks 1 Mic. Tune in for part 2.